Hey, please stay tuned to the end, because at the end I show you some of the rocks, some pretty bits of opalized wood that I pulled out of here this afternoon. So I forgot to mention that in what comes next. So what comes next is I'm going to chat with you a bit about the jackhammer, a bit about digging, a bit about being tired. Then I'm going to show you a couple of pieces of opalized wood I pulled out. And at the end, I might do another video of me climbing the ladder, but I'll have the camera positioned better so you get a better view. So please watch to the end. Thanks very much. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, once again, hello from underground. I've just done some digging, and luckily I've done some finding, but I'm a little bit tired. I'm taking a little bit of a rest, a little bit of a break. So yes, I'm downstairs here at the Comet, about, as you know, about 50 feet beneath the surface. And I thought I would introduce this, my best friend here. You've seen a bit of it digging before. This is a jackhammer I use most of the time. This is a Hilti TE700 AVR, which is a fantastic electric jackhammer. That's what the rest of it. I've got the long pick on it now. I also have a shorter pick. But I was using the longer one so I could reach a little bit better. Anyway, it's a fantastic jackhammer. I love it. As you can see, it's got a few kilometers on it. It's been used a bit. It's only moved a few tons of rock. I also have the bigger version, the Hilti TE800 AVR. That's also a fantastic hammer. It's a bit heavier though, but so when I'm squirming around or doing stuff that's over my head, I usually use this one. I did do some digging, I did do some finding, and I will show you a couple rocks that I pulled out that actually took me by surprise. There was some pretty opalized wood. And there's still some nice looking ironstone that looks like it has some color. Some nice looking ironstone still in the wall. But before I get that, I need to move some mullock. Because when you're digging, you build up a lot of that mullock. And the mullock gets in the way, and it's got to be cleared out. Otherwise, you'll get dirted in. So I'm going to move some mullock. I'm going to have a drink of water. And then, depending on the time and my mood and temperament, I'm either going to take a break and call it a day, or I will dig a little bit more before I call it a day. But thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned for more. Thank you. Thanks for your interest. Hello, my opal mining friends. You recognize where we are. Of course, we're down below. Like, that floor is about 50 feet beneath the surface. I've done some digging, and I found a few rocks. You can see there's a little bit of color on the outside there. And then kabamo, you split it open. And there's a bit of not too bad color inside there. And it has a bit of red and pink in there, and a nice bit of opalized wood. So that's kind of cute. And the other half is okay too. Not quite as thick as the other one, but still okay. And then of course there's several more rocks. Who knows? I don't know. I don't even know what's in the rest of this rock, but I did pull several other pieces of reasonable looking ironstone out of that same area. And when I say same area, I mean all connected. Here's another piece of ironstone. You can see there's, looks like a bit of opal peeking through there. There's a crack there, obviously. A crack there, they're all connected. A couple of little spots of color. And if you lift up this spot here where the cracks are connected, you see there are quite a few pieces of opalized wood in there. And this is just as it cracked. This hasn't been polished or cleaned up. It's not even wet, that's just dry. Does that piece look okay? Because I can see it. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera well, but it has some nice play of color in it. And this piece over here is not quite filled in, but it's still an interesting specimen. And like I said, it looks like there's more underneath here. So I'll probably slice it parallel to this face through that area there. But that's an interesting looking rock. Might make an interesting specimen, but like that piece is cab. I mean, there's a few pieces in here that you could cut into cabs, or leave it as a specimen, or cut it into some big, massive rock. Well, I'm gonna have a drink of water. I'm gonna move some mullock, and then I'm gonna dig some more rocks. Thanks for watching, and oops, bye-bye from underground. See you next time. Well, hello, my friends. I'm underground, and I'm about to go up the ladder. As you can see, I've got some stuff on the ladder. I got a bucket, I got a couple of rocks, I got some water bottles, I have some other gadgets, and at the bottom I have some mullock. So at the end, I will show you some mullock dumping out of the bucket. And now we're gonna take a look up, all the way up, and you can see the sky above. So from down here to up there, it's about 50 feet. I didn't get my feet right. Okay, do we have everything? We have everything. Let's go. Each step is about 1 foot. It's about 50 feet. So where are we now? Oh, I mean, you can see the bottom is not too far away, and the top doesn't look too far away either. So now, let's see. Oh, my feet are at about 20 feet deep. So that's about 30 feet to down there. Can you see down there? Hello down there. Hello, hello. And I can feel the temperature. Oh, now I can feel it. When I went downstairs, up on the surface, it was about 35 Celsius. That's about 95 Fahrenheit. And down below, it was about 14 Celsius. That's about 57 degrees Fahrenheit. So the difference between 57 and 95 is quite a bit. So I've engaged the hoist. It's pulling on that cable, pulling up the bucket. And of course, we don't want the bucket full of goodies to go over the top and be dumped. Hang on a second, we'll turn off my headlamp. I just brought up a few pieces of rough. And now for you folks at home, I'm gonna dump that mullock. If I was underground, I would pull on this. And you've seen me pull on that thing before. Oh, I meant to mention a few things about the hoist. Obviously, here's an electric motor. It's running that with this shaft, this thing. When the belts are slack, they don't engage, and it doesn't cause this thing to engage. When they get tightened up with this thing, that engages the hoist and it pulls on the cable. Sorry about that. That part over there, that's an oil brake. So the bucket comes up, it dumps, and then it gets thrown back. But that makes sure that it doesn't come flying down, because you don't want it to just come flying down the shaft. You want to slow it down a bit. So that's adjustable, and of course when the temperature changes I have to fine tune it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to engage this, but I'm going to pull this rod out so that I don't need to run back here. Okay, and this is what the bucket looks like when it's dumping. Of course, this is only a light load of stuff. But that should give you a good idea. And then down the hole it goes. But I don't need it to go all the way back down. I'll bring it up here. Because at night I bring it up. And then I close this off and put this steel grate on here so nobody falls down. Unless you're very skinny. And now we're going to go turn off the generator, and then we will call it a day. Okay, my friends, now the generator is off. The hoist is all taken care of. Everything's in place. It's 90-something degrees up here. I'm a bit tired. And that's it. I'll call it a day. And hopefully, I left some ironstone in the wall that looks interesting. And hopefully, we'll get it out tomorrow and I'll have some more to show you then. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. I figured as long as I had the camera on, you might as well join me for the drive home, which isn't very far. Okay, the bucket's in place, the generator's off, so we can head home for now. The Molakeep is getting a little bit bigger. As I told you, 14 degrees downstairs, 57 degrees Fahrenheit versus 35 degrees Celsius or 95 degrees Fahrenheit on the surface is quite a difference. Now I have some cold water in the refrigerator and I have some ice in the freezer. So I think that's going to be the first thing I'm going to take care of. The Eagle has landed, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.